Sziasztok! Ez itt a Könyvheti Találkozások. Én Zoltán Áron vagyok, és itt van velem a Harvard Din Tonics ensemble 3 tagja. A 95. Ünnepi Könyvhét záró műsoraként, ugyanis ez a zenekar fog énekelni nekünk a cappella jazz előadását. 16 órától a Vörösmarty téren. Fekete frakk, fehér csokornyakkendő, lime, zöld zokni, ez az ő fémjelük, és most őket fogom kérdezni gyorsan angolul. Itt van velem Caroline, Ben és Ria. Hi, nice to meet you.
Hello.
Hi.
So nice to meet you too.
Thank you for having us.
It's a great pleasure that we can hear you singing here in Budapest. What will you sing and what kind of set list did you bring us for today?
So we will be singing a set that is 30 minutes long of various different types of songs, a lot of jazz standards since we're a jazz a cappella group. We'll also be singing some fun novelty songs, so really fun, crazy lyrics. And yeah, we just like to have fun as a group, and we're here on tour to share our love for music with the world. So thanks for having us.
Yes, and you are on a great Europe tour. What's behind you and what is before you?
Yeah, absolutely. So we started out our tour in Copenhagen, and since then we've been to London, Luxembourg, Switzerland. Now we're here in Budapest. We have left in Europe Paris, Strasbourg, and Lucca, Italy. And then after that we actually go on to Asia for about 3 or 4 weeks, and then we finish off in Sydney, Australia. So in total the whole tour is about 9 weeks long. Yeah.
And you are still studying on Harvard, aren't you?
Oh yes, absolutely. Still studying. We are on summer break right now, and we take the time to tour, and then we come back to the U.S. and we have about 2 or 3 weeks before we have to get back to the school and start studying once again. So yeah, it's not much of a break, but we really enjoy it. It's a pleasure.
And this ensemble has a great sounding. What makes your sounding so cheerful and kind?
I think a good motto for the Dins is that we take our music seriously, but we don't take ourselves very seriously. So, we put a lot of work and effort into all of our music, but at the same time, we're a really tight-knit group of friends at the end of the day, and we enjoy having fun on stage and hoping that our audience has as much fun as we do.
Yeah, and I also sing, and there are many a cappella ensembles in Hungary as well. What would you recommend them? What would you say to them? And is there any technical issues that you can you can say about maybe about rehearsing or singing?
Yeah, I mean, I think the most important thing that we've noticed is adaptability. So we perform in a lot of different venues, in very close, intimate settings, and also big, wide concert halls. So making sure that you can, rehearse for those kinds of settings, being really quiet, being really loud, and really remembering at the end of the day that the music is important, but it's just as important to make connections and to not only explore yourselves, but explore, the sound of the whole group as a one entity.
And how often do you rehearse?
So we rehearse during the school year, of course, as you said, we're still studying at Harvard, but we find time to rehearse usually 4 times a week for 2 hours each. And so that's pretty consistent throughout the entire year. And then over every January, we go on about a 3-week US tour. Every March, we go on about a 1-week international tour, usually just one stop, sort of a retreat of sorts. And then every other year, we go on this big sort of 9 to 10 week summer tour. So that fills up the rest of our time. And even when we're traveling, we're also rehearsing along the way, trying to learn some new music, get better as we go.
And you are on a book festival now, as you know. And what book do you recommend for the Hungarian readers?
Oh, this is a great question. I'm an English major, so I have a lot of time to read a lot of books, but it's very hard for me to pick one. I would have to say there's been a single book that's impacted me a lot. I'm a big science fiction fan, so I would say Dune, which is obviously very popular right now because of the movies. But the original text by Frank Herbert are, I think, some of the most epic works of fiction ever written. So I think everyone should read it.
Books?
I recently read, it's a very old book at this point, but I read Agatha Christie's And Then There Were None. Great mystery, classic. I had never read it before, and I really didn't know it was coming, and I just thought it was fantastic. So if anyone's into mysteries, that's what I highly, highly recommend.
And you?
Yeah, and if you're looking for something more surreal, my favorite author is Murakami, and I really like his book Kafka on the Shore, which I actually read in Japan, which was great. It's a really weird book, and he has a lot of different things that he does, but he's a very matter-of-fact writer, and it really, you can connect to it no matter what life experiences you've had, and it's a really surreal book, so I definitely recommend it.
So, Caroline, Ben, and Ria, have a nice concert here, have a nice stay in Budapest, and have a nice tour. Ciao.
Shaboom, oh pretty baby, life could be a dream. If I could take you up to paradise up above. If you would tell me I'm the only one that you love, life could be a dream, sweetheart. Hello, hello again, shaboom, you're so when we meet again. Life could be a dream. If only all my precious plans would come true. If only I could spend my whole life loving you. Life could be a dream, sweetheart.